Mukhara is her name. And each of these personalities, B.G. Sharma paintings, very, very nice. There's Balaram. We'll see a close-up. There's Krishna, because he has his crown. And there's the gopis. Normally they were very shy. They didn't let others know how much affection they had for Krishna, but when he was leaving, they lost their shyness. And they came and embraced Krishna, begged Krishna, please don't leave us. Nanda and Yashoda and Rohini, the mother of Balaram, stood anxious, watching Krishna and Balaram preparing to get on the chariot. Some of the gopis, they held the reins of the horses. Some of them got in front of the horses. Some of them got in front of the wheels of the chariot. Some of them just fainted in anticipation of separation from Krishna. They couldn't bear the thought. One cowherd boy, Sridham, he embraced Krishna, Balaram. Please don't go. You're our life and soul. How will we live without you? After Narada paid a visit to Kamsa, he next went to Vrindavan. I forgot to tell you. When he went to Vrindavan, he saw Krishna enjoying his pastime so much in Vrindavan. He wanted to bring Krishna to Mathura. So what did he do? He didn't say, Krishna, it's time for you to go to Mathura. He's his devotee. So he started speaking this way. Oh, my dear Lord Krishna, I long to see that day when your purpose for descent in this world will be fulfilled. I long to see when you will destroy the wicked demon, Kamsa, and then you'll free Vasudeva and Devaki from the prison house of Kamsa. And then there's so many demons that are throughout the land, and Mother Earth came and pleaded with you to descend in this world. You'll protect the devotees and destroy the demons. I long to see that day. Krishna said, I'll go tomorrow. And Akrura came that next day. So Akrura is going to take Krishna from Vrindavan back to Mathura. Despite all the efforts of the gopis to prevent Akrura from taking Krishna and Balaram away from Vrindavan, the gopis tried everything to stop Krishna from leaving. But it was his Leela, the Leela of Vipralamba Bhav, the mood of separation from Krishna, from the residents of Vrindavan. And so, finally, with much difficulty, Krishna left. And the gopis began their intense mood of separation. They literally started going mad in thinking of Krishna, as you see from the painting. To feel the presence of Krishna, just like our children were doing in the drama, they would enact Krishna's pastimes. They would describe about Krishna to one another. They would describe their interactions with Krishna. Krishna's lifting of Govardhan Hill and what it was like to be with Krishna for 7 days and 7 nights uninterrupted. And all the pastimes of Krishna were told again and again. Meanwhile, we're going to visit, I'm taking a group of devotees to Vrindavan. I'm looking forward very much to visiting Akrura Ghat. Because here's Mathura, here's Vrindavan, and the river Jamuna is along the line of from Vrindavan to Mathura. So just about 1 kilometer outside of Mathura, Krishna asked Akrura, please stop the chariot. I'd like to take my sacred bath in the river before we enter Mathura. So Akrura obliged. He stopped the chariot. Krishna and Balaram went down the bank of the river, took their sacred bath, got back in the chariot, And Akrura asked for permission, may I now also take my bath? Krishna said, sure, you can take your bath. So Akrura went to the river to take his bath, and much to his surprise, he saw Krishna and Balaram in the river. He was very surprised. So he went back to the chariot, and he saw that they were in the chariot. And he was very surprised. So he went back to the river. Now he didn't see Krishna and Balaram in the river, but he saw Anantashesh and Lord Vishnu reclining on Anantashesh, because Anantashesh is an expansion of Balaram and Vishnu is an expansion of Krishna. And it wasn't just Anantashesh and Lord Vishnu. The personified Vedas and all the Devas were surrounding him. The celestial beings were surrounding. You can't see so well, they're down here. Here's a better picture. The four Kumaras, Narada Muni, Lord Brahma, the great rishis, all of these were part of the vision of Uncle Akrura, while Krishna and Balaram were seated on the chariot. So he had this realization. He saw the spiritual world being manifest before him in the river Jamuna. Akrura achieved spiritual perfection through one of the 9 processes of bhakti, and that process is bandhana. He offered beautiful prayers. Please read your Krishna book or Srimad Bhagavatam to read these wonderful prayers of Akrura. After Akrura finished his bath and offering his prayers, he went back to the chariot, and he saw Krishna and Balaram seated in the chariot, and they were smiling. Krishna said, Uncle Akrura, did you see something wonderful in the river? And Uncle Akrura said, just seeing you is the perfection of my life. You are the source of everything that exists, and I'm seeing you standing before me now. That's my perfection. Let's go to Mathura. So they completed their journey to Mathura, and by the time they reached, it was in the late afternoon. Although Akrura had a very speedy chariot, Nanda Maharaj reached there about the same time with his bullock cart, because they had all these delays in the river. His prayers took a long time. And Krishna and Balaram, they're now 12 years old. They had never been to the big city. Those that you may have grown up in a rural setting, consider. They had never been to the big city. So they wanted to see. All of this is like deity worship. Just as we performed Abhishek, the deity was bathed. So Krishna took his sacred bath. Now we're going to see the dressing and the ornaments and the scents and the fragrances and the garlands being decorating the body of Krishna as he enters Mathura. Consider, it's wonderful. When Krishna entered Mathura, the residents of Mathura, they had heard about Krishna because it's just some short distance away in Vrindavan, but they had never seen him. And the Brahmanas came forward with all their paraphernalia for worship of their deity, and they, right on the street, they worshiped Krishna because they were so moved to see his beautiful features. And the ladies, they saw Krishna from the rooftops, and Krishna satisfied them just by glancing upon them. By his sidelong glances, they became very, very, very happy to see Krishna in his full beauty. But Krishna, and they came making their various offerings, just as the Brahmanas had also made their offerings. The first encounter that Krishna had was with the washerman. As you can see, there's a line drawing. He's carrying a load of laundry on his head. It's the king's laundry, King Kamsa's laundry. So Krishna said, my dear king, my dear washerman, it would be very pious of you my friends here, we should enter Mathura in a proper style. If you would be so kind, just offer some of the clothing that you have, and great fortune will come your way. Kindly consider. Spoken very sweetly. The washerman was very rude and very angry. You village boys, you have no idea. This is the laundry of the king. If the king had any idea that you were asking for his clothing, you would lose your lives. So while the getting's good, be gone with you. And don't be so foolish as to make such a consideration. Krishna wasn't very happy to not receive the clothing, but he was especially not happy to have his friends called fools. That was a big mistake. So Krishna approached the washerman just with the tips of his fingers, touched the tips of his fingers to the side of the washerman's head, and he not only lost the clothes, he lost his head. And Krishna took the clothing, decorated the cowherd boys. This is very good for Balaram, this fits you nicely, and he then also had his nice clothing, and they were ready for the next visit